Alright, let's do it. So we're off to the gym. Usual programming back at it's dark, just after 6 a.m. It was good last night. Went to bed pretty early because I was super tired from getting up at 5 yesterday. So I had to go to the physio at 6:40 in the morning after I went to the gym. So good to get some good sleep and get back into it, because today is going to be super busy. It's the end of the week, so this is where a lot of stuff catches up with me that I intended to do at the start of the week and didn't make it round to do for whatever reason. So the good thing is there's not much on Navexa support at the moment, just a few bits and pieces, and that's always a good position to be in, because years back it'd be like an issue would come up and it would be something that affected hundreds of users or thousands of users even, and now it's just like people with isolated scenarios with their investments. So getting to a point where I could start to bring on somebody else in support, I think I'd be able to answer a lot of questions. And that's the big thing on my mind at the moment, is how do I delegate and get rid of some of these tasks, well, particularly with Navexa having limited resources to do so. So it's not like it's flush with money where I can just hire new people here and there. So it really has to be targeted hiring with incentives that aren't fully money based. Otherwise, just give money to someone, get them on. But there are a lot of awesome things about being in a startup as well, and for people in a unique position where they're not they don't need like full market salary, there's other benefits you can offer, like equity and a bit of money, experience. And experience can be a bit of a cop-out, but being in a startup genuinely is a huge experience, because the amount of things you have to do that you'd never do at a normal job is huge skills. Now, if I had to go back into the workforce, it wouldn't need to be just be a software developer. I've got skills in marketing, I've got skills in sales, I've got skills in tech now that I never had before, because now I've had to run my own IT infrastructure, which as a dev you pretty much never have to do in big enterprise. Or there's technical things that you don't really do until you're in your own business, like setting up ad tracking. And that sounds simple, right? It's easy to say, you set up ad tracking. But it's such a complicated process, and without it in place, you can wildly overspend in ads, not knowing what you're doing. That's a skill now that I've done so many times, so many websites, so many integrations with the Meta Ads platform and things like that. That skill alone, I feel, could be monetized. I could start a business that's just, I'll do all the technical part of setting up your ad tracking and charge, charge a fee based on, you've got a website and you've got a CRM and you've got an app. I can do the ads tracking. And then, you go after bigger businesses. It's like a $20,000, $30,000 job. And then bam, there's a business. So there's so many skills you pick up by being in a startup that kind of change the nature of the value you can provide to the market. So no, I don't think if I had to go back to the workforce, and that is not my plan, It's one of the things I think every entrepreneur is actively trying to never go back. And I've been out of the workforce now since 2018, so doing pretty good. 6 years later, haven't had a job. And I don't think I'll have to get one anytime soon, so that's always the big win. And I think that's the other part with startups, is things change so often. You can be kind of making money and on top of the world 1 minute, and then things fall apart or things change for whatever reason, and suddenly you find yourself in a position where you're like, oh damn, need to find an alternative money source. So that's a big part of me doing 2 businesses at the moment, is diversifying my income streams, so that if one slows down or stops completely, it's not like, oh, now I've got $0 coming in. It'll be, no, now I've got less money coming in, but I've got money coming in from this other opportunity. And that's just a big personal kind of safety net thing that I'm really focused on at the moment. So here we are at the gym. It's super dark and raining, so you can't even see the lines of the car park. I think we did it. Alright, see you after the gym. Alright, we're done. Finished a little bit early because, let's say early, 5 minutes early. So I had to skip an exercise due to my back, which is getting really annoying. But at least I can still get in the gym. It's the worst when I'm injured and I can't even go at all. So, oh, my light's not working. Maybe they are. So, I'll do a little recap of the week really, since it's Friday morning. So this week was all about sending cold emails. And I guess, did I send as many as I'd like? No. But I did get a couple of good leads. So that's really good. There's my foggy mirror. There it is. I did get a couple of leads. I had some sales calls, which just builds on my experience with that stuff. I had one lead was a warm lead, which was good. It was referred by somebody, and the other one was a direct result of my cold email. So that was really exciting. And then I got to go through the process of doing like a qualification call, which is just the initial call to see, is this person a good fit? Took me around 15 minutes. Just find out all about their business, what they're trying to do, and then essentially, can my product help them? And if so, then awesome, good fit. And then from there, booked in a demo like Zoom call the next day. One mistake I made, which is, while I've been learning sales, I've been watching a lot of sales people on YouTube, and one of the things they said in the qualification call is find out if the person you're speaking to is the decision maker for the deal. And I didn't do that because I think I just forgot, or I didn't know like the best way to ask. But then that really came back and got me in the demo. So I did the demo, everything's looking good, and then the guy says, oh, and by the way, I'll have to speak to my boss about it, because he'll be the one making the decision. And I was like, damn, because the problem is with that situation is that now I'm relying on that person to sell it to the decision maker, whereas I want to be the person selling it, because I'll be able to convey the value better than that person, because it's like Chinese whispers, right? Even if I did the best sales demo ever, it'll get diluted down at the next level. So that is, I'm really glad that I learnt that super early on had experience with that, because it would have made a huge difference if on the first call I was like, oh, and would you be the one who signs off on this if we're ultimately happy? And he'd be like, oh no, that'd be my boss, blah blah. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, how about in the when I do the demo, we bring blah blah along, and then push to get them invited to the meeting. So now I can go into that next meeting, run through my pitch again, and now when I sell it, the decision maker's on the call. So makes perfect sense in theory, but it wasn't until it happened to me in practice. And thankfully it happened on my very first cold lead kind of sales cycle. So while it wasn't ideal, it was a really good experience. I'm happy that happened, and the deal, maybe the dude will do a great job still, and the deal will go ahead. So time will tell. I'll follow up with them probably today or Monday. But what I really want to do today is follow up with a bunch of the people I emailed that haven't responded yet, and also send a fresh batch of emails to some new prospects, which will be good. Just keep that engine running, keep it cranking. On the Navexa side of things, so there's a bit of dev work I've got to do. It's always a trick around what kind of things you do, because there's building new features, but building new features often doesn't bring in new customers. But as a consumer of the product, getting new features is nice, right? Like when your phone gets a new update, I'm always excited about, oh, what cool things have they done? What design things have they changed? I really like when stuff like that changes. But often, as the business owner, the features you would like to build aren't really going to have a big impact, particularly like if the marketing has a lot of room to grow, which in our case it does. Like, there's no advantage to me right now improving some kind of feature that only makes like 50 people happy. Yeah, you could argue, yeah, those 50 people will go and tell their friends, but the reality is it's just not a big enough impact. Whereas I could code something like adding the ability to log in with Google instead of a username and password, and that might actually bump the conversion rate significantly enough that on a given month, maybe we acquire an extra 100 people, because now it's so easy when they come and it says, oh, sign up, username and password, and I can't be bothered remembering a password. No, I can just log in with Google or log in with Apple or whatever the thing is. So those kind of features can be quite interesting. So, pulling up at home, I want to have a strong finish to the week. I know I release these videos a bit late, but whatever day you're listening to this, remember, work on high leverage activities, like I was just saying. Whether that's in your business, at your job, or even just relaxing. Work on high leverage activities. And on that note, get after it.